Okay, first off, we've got to apologise for the state of the place. We're a bit full with machinery from work, just trying to keep it dry and out of the rain. Okay, so this is our parcels all ready to go. We've got them on a slight angle to let the fluids drip out. What we do is we'll soak those up with paper roll and stick them back in at some point. Our worm farm is set up on a table on wheels. Normally we would wheel this outside through the roller shutter door, but it's a bit cold today. So we have a work area with a back on it, so that when we're harvesting worm castings they don't go everywhere. The worms are in these boxes. We started off with 6, we've now got 13. Apologies if the camera moves about while I'm doing this, but it's actually sat on the table, so it's likely to move. All the boxes are numbered up, so we know what's what. We used to write on everything that we did in the boxes, but we don't do that anymore. A few little flies knocking about. So basically it's just compost with worms in. There's some dead ones there, or a dead one. I don't know what happens to these guys. Oh, it's sexy time going on there. So this is a typical bin. Where we feed them each time, we put a layer of or a piece of cardboard, so we know where the food is basically. So this time we're going to put the food at this end, and then in another week's time we'll put it at that end, and so on. Okay, so all we do is gently tease back the soil and everything in there. It's full of worms. There must be still a lot of feed in this part of it from 2 weeks ago, because there's plenty of worms there. So we take one of our parcels, just drop it in the bottom, cover it up again. And just as a matter of interest, we'll show you the last feed. I don't like disturbing them really, but just for the sake of interest, we'll have a look in here. Plenty of healthy worms in there. Absolutely no food left, no cardboard, no brown paper. It's all gone. Everything's gone. Just a little bit there, but everything else is gone. We'll leave those guys alone to get on with it. We'll leave them that bit of cardboard in there. Bury it actually. We'll put just a new piece of cardboard. Generally we dampen this down in a bit of rainwater just in case any of the juveniles get on there and they don't dry out. Plenty of worm castings on the lid. They don't escape from these boxes. We've never had any come out. You just have to check around the edge that there's no juveniles got stuck in there. Same on the lid. And that's it. We'll do the next box now. Again, last year's feed, last week's feed, and they're all under there. We're not going to dig that up this time, there's no need. So we're going to put one in this far end. Again, plenty of red wigglers around in the feed from 2 weeks ago. There's nothing left though, no food left at all. Another parcel goes in. Now we have harvested some of this vermicompost to use on our raised beds. And we had great results, which may or may not be down to vermicompost, I don't know. This one you can see that we put this this packaging that very kindly sent to us by Amazon in package in boxes, and it's great for this because they munch away on it no problem, and it's gone. That was a big piece over a week ago. So many on this one. We'll just move that cardboard over for this time. Okay, so we do that times 13 boxes we have now, and then we're going to split one of the boxes because it's completely full now of vermicompost. All of these were started either in May or June this year, and this one is particularly full. So we've had a couple that have got this full, and we've actually harvested the vermicompost and used it in our growing for tomatoes in raised beds, etc. So anyway, this one we're going to split it in two, but the problem is, for me, I don't know if it is a problem for you experts, but it's full tiny juveniles. So we don't really want to damage any of those, but I suppose it's inevitable, but how would we ever know? So what I'm going to do is prepare a new box. I'm just going to literally tip this one out and split it into two. Okay, so this is a brand new box. We buy these online from a packaging company. They're a little bit smelly when they first come. You can smell the urethane that they make the polystyrene, or whatever it is, whatever chemical it is. So we just try and get rid of that a little bit. I suppose the wise thing would be to open them up a day before you want to use them, but that's not going to happen in our case. Okay, so we need to make a hole, 3 holes in the lid. For this we just use what is this? It looks like a 2-inch 50mm diameter cutter. hole saw on a battery drill. So we're just going to literally tip this out. I've never done this before, so I don't know what's going to happen. So just to give you a little look. Plenty of healthy worms in there. All the old food, just little bits of it. Plenty still in the box. I won't disturb those guys. Little bits of cardboard in the bottom there. Bit of grit there, the big grit that's made its way to the bottom. And this is really nice vermicompost. It's absolutely, it's ready to go, this. See, that must be where we fed them last time. So they're pretty much spread out throughout the whole box. But we're not ready to harvest this vermicompost yet, so we're just going to split the box into two. And like I said, there's a lot of juveniles in there, so we want to look after those guys. And we're literally going to just put half of it back into the box and the other half into a new box which we just drilled. You see a lot of people doing this with metal implements and those three-pronged rakes, and personally I don't use those because it's got to harm the worms. When you start raking through a big box, there's resistance in the soil. You put a worm in between that soil and a hard, sharp metal point, and it's going to do some damage. So I tend to use my hands for everything. We have a food pouch. Come back in another week to see how they're doing. Juveniles in the lid there. Those guys out. I don't know why they migrate under the lid. They don't do it in the heat of summer. They don't do this. Maybe it's a bit warmer there for them. I don't know. Tiny things. Well, it's a bit lighter now for lifting. table. We find we're having to leave boxes out now, which is not the end of the world, but it just reduces our workspace when we do these types of operations. Oops, something on there. Okay, thanks for watching.